and now I'm starting to think and see things. So now I'm starting to like pay attention. But yeah, as far as the general public, you know how I am.
I know how you are with people.
Yeah, I sit in the corner of the club.
I'm the social butterfly when it comes to people.
Yeah, I sit in the corner of the club. But yeah.
Do your thing, 21. Do your thing,
Do
bro.
your thing.
I'm with you though, because when you started reading your bullet points and then now she's talking about it, I'm like, these are things that you've expressed to me too.
Yeah.
Like behind closed doors.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put all your business out there, but it's things you've expressed to me behind closed doors, and it's kind of like, oh, it's adding up.
Yeah.
It's starting to add up. It's starting to line up. So I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? It makes sense.
I'm gonna wait for her to do.
Oh, do mine?
Yeah,
Okay,
do it first.
I'll give her mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is gonna be fun.
Because we're just doing general. So
This is all general.
General, yeah. So
I always promote go to therapy, get a therapist. If you need help, slide in the DMs. I can help you. Find one.
Her DMs.
Okay, let's see. So I see green, which is dad, red, which is mom, are in the fearful attachment side of things, or avoidant attachment. It's a little, hitting the mic. Where it's sitting on the graph, it looks like it's more on the avoidance side, I guess, if that looks a little off. But what I'm seeing is there's maybe some animosity in there, maybe some like things that maybe we could work through. Again, it really just depends. But when I see partner and I see general, there's a little, okay, yeah, this makes sense. So with general and partner being in the preoccupied or anxious attached, right? And with parents being in the fearful avoidant, to me, it seems as though because of them, maybe we find it very hard to believe that people love us or care about us. Maybe we do little tests to see, or maybe we do even more, like we go above and beyond, because if we go above and beyond, surely they'll stay. Surely they won't leave me, because that's kind of like at the core of anxious attachment is the fear of abandonment.
Right.
And so once we start to feel that fear of abandonment, that's when we start to try to clamp on even harder, right? I want to smother you in my love because then you will never leave me. But then when they say they do leave, and it may not even be anything that you did personally to them, but we take it as such like, oh my God, they hate me.
Right.
Why? Oh my God, I'm awful. I'm terrible. I'm unlovable. You know, or even like it said in the bullet points that it's very hard to be alone or to be single. Maybe because we're taking it like we did something to cause our singleness. Not that, oh, maybe it's just not our time, or maybe you're just, have other things that we can be worried about. It's we take it as a personal hit to ourselves, to our, like, anything regarding ourselves, that we did something to cause that. And so when it comes to the anxious attachment, which, like I said, that's something that I experienced. Like, that's what my attachment style was it, again, it's the self-esteem, right? For me, I didn't feel like I was pretty, but my parents grew up, so, oh my God, you're so pretty, this and that. And it's like, sure. But for me, like, that was because I grew up in a town with all white people. So it was kind of hard being a darker skinned woman. And then it's like all these white people. So if I would have just been put somewhere where there's more of a mix or more black people, I probably wouldn't have had the same sort of feelings, right?
Right.
So that's the thing. When I look at your graph, it could be that something regarding mom and dad was maybe like a lot, and give or take what that a lot means, is causing us to question if other people actually care about us.
Right.
And it's really hard for us to not internalize that, when really it could just be, oh, well, we just weren't compatible, or maybe I was talking to somebody else and it has nothing to do with you, but you take it as, oh no, like it was me, Sometimes anxious attached people can be a little self-absorbed in the sense that they think everything is because of them. So not in the sense of like when we typically hear of the word self-absorbed of like, oh my God, I'm so dramatic and I want all the attention. Mm-hmm. It's more in the sense of like, they did that because I did something, and it's like, no, it doesn't really have anything to do with you actually. But it's hard for us to like really grasp that. So that's kind of like what I'm getting when I see the graph. What do you think?
Sheesh. No, the partner one I do agree with. I do agree. I've had plenty of moments. We spoke about it.
For sure.
Where I've done grand gestures or something to like, I get somebody to stay, get somebody to like me more, maybe thinking a little ahead. Like I'm thinking at step 10, we should be at 2 sometimes. So I agree with that wholeheartedly. The general one is the only one that kind of throws me off because Trey knows this. Like I'm a social butterfly. Like no matter what room I'm going in, I'm going to be the life of the party. But I do agree with what you said earlier when you kind of like threw it in there a little bit when you said like you kind of give people tests to kind of see what's going on. I do that. Like it could be platonic, romantic. I'll give you like a little test to see like, okay, what's going on here? Let's see what's. Well, Trey calls it. What do you call it for me?
What do you mean?
Like when I give people a little test to see what's going on.
What do I say?
He calls it toxic.
Oh yeah, I do. I call it toxic. Yeah,
he calls it toxic. When I give people a little test, I'm like, I gotta see what's up. So let me say this, because I know if I ask directly, you're gonna give me a runaround answer.
I see.
Yeah. I always say just be straightforward. Like, you know, at the end of the day, people are gonna show themselves for who they are. They can't fake the funk for too long, and that's like part of like dating. When I go on dates or whatever, I ask very straightforward questions, and I feel like if you can't answer those questions straightforward and honestly, then we don't need to be together. If I ask you, like I said on the last episode on the pod, if I ask you, do you want kids? That don't mean I want kids with you right now. I'm just asking you, do we have the same like ideas of wanting kids? Yeah. And after a while, let's say they say, oh yeah, I do. But then a month later, you know, you're not seeing that like life and like I bring up kids again or whatever, and we can have a conversation about it. And you seem like a little off about it. It's gonna come up at one point. You see kids crying and you get a bad reaction to it. You don't got a passion to have kids or like. And I think people don't pay attention to those signs naturally in front of them when doing that. And that's not something like I'm necessarily like trying to pay attention to. But when you are getting to know someone, you should be paying attention to, you know, their actions or if their words match what they said the first time they said things. So I don't know. I just don't test people. I just let them say what they say, and then in the long run, I think they show themselves for what they are.